Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we're going to be going over my Week 5 NFL predictions. So last week, I had a record of 11-5, and that brings my record on the season to 38-26. Kicking things off this week with Thursday Night Football, where we have the Buccaneers at the Falcons. So this is an interesting game. The Falcons have been a little disappointing to start the year, as in their first 4 games, they're 2-2, and their offense is scoring just 18 points per game. Now, the Falcons, they face a Buccaneers team that is good defensively, allowing 19.5 points a game, and their offense is also good, scoring 24.3 points a game. But I think this game is going to be a lower scoring game, as the Falcons are also pretty good defensively, allowing roughly 21 points a game. But this game could go either way, and the Falcons definitely have a chance to win this game, as long as it stays lower scoring, plus they're home. But I don't trust the Falcons to get the win, and I'm going to take the Buccaneers to win this one 22-16, but I do think this will be a close game, and it could go either way. Moving to the games on Sunday, beginning with the Jets against the Vikings in London. So this is the first of 3 games in London this year, and this should be a pretty good game. The Vikings have looked like one of the best teams in the NFL, and they've been led by a great offense, as they're scoring 29 points per game, which is 4th best in the NFL, and their quarterback is former Jets quarterback Sam Darnold, so this is a big revenge game for him. But Darnold and the Vikings offense face a good Jets defense that's allowing just 15.5 points a game, which is 5th best in the NFL. The Jets are also very good against the pass, allowing just 128 passing yards per game, which is 2nd best. Now for the Jets offensively, they've been okay, scoring 19 points per game, but they're coming off a bad 9-point performance a week ago, and they face a Vikings defense that is very good, which is 4th best in the NFL, allowing just 14.8 points a game. But this is a game that could go either way. I'm going to take the Vikings to get the win here. I think they've been the best team in the NFL in the first 4 weeks. I think they're the better team overall. They've got the slightly better offense, and both defenses are very good. But I think Sam Darnold has a good game against his former team, and the Vikings remain undefeated and beat the Jets in London by a score of 21-17. Next game, we have the Panthers at the Bears. So the Bears won last week to improve to 2-2 on the season, and Caleb Williams has been improving, as last week he threw his first career touchdown pass. Now, Caleb Williams has another good matchup this week, as he faces a Panthers defense that is allowing a league worst 32.3 points per game, and has allowed the 2nd most passing touchdowns this season at 9. So I think Caleb Williams will have another good game, and he will be helped out by a good run game. Because the Bears' run game was a big part of their offense last week, and it should be this week again, as the Panthers have the 4th worst rush defense in the NFL, allowing 148 yards per game. Now, offensively for the Panthers, they aren't great, scoring 17 points a game, but with Andy Dalton at quarterback, they're averaging 30 points a game. But the Panthers' offense faces a Bears defense that is pretty solid, allowing 18.8 points per game, and is good against the pass. So I'm going to take the Bears to get the win here. I think the offense will play well again. Caleb Williams will have another good game. They'll run the football effectively, and the Bears win 24-16. Moving on, we have the Bengals hosting the Ravens. So this is a big divisional matchup early in the season. The Bengals, they got in the win column last week with the win over the Panthers, but their defense is still a major concern, as they're allowing 26 points a game, and then will face a Ravens offense which is 5th in points scored and 1st in total yards per game. Derrick Henry has also been great in his last 2 games, rushing for 300 yards combined, and I think he could have another good game against a Bengals defense that's allowing 145 rushing yards per game, and also banged up along the defensive line. The Bengals offense has been steadily improving, and they're looking more like the Bengals offense we're used to seeing, as they're averaging 25.5 points per game. But then they'll have to face a Ravens defense that is pretty good, and just held the Bills to 10 points last week. Now, while the Ravens defense is good, their passing defense isn't very good, as they're allowing 257 passing yards per game, which is bottom 5 in the NFL. So I think that could lead to a big game for Joe Burrow. But I think this is going to be a great game. This will be the best game of the week. This game could truly go either way. I think both offenses will play well, and this will lead to this game being a shootout. But I'm going to take the Bengals to get the win here by a score of 31-30. And bold prediction for the Bengals, this win will propel them on a winning streak of at least 6 games when you include last week's win. Next game, we have the Dolphins at the Patriots. So this is going to be a bad, boring game, as the Dolphins, they're just 1-3. They've lost 3 straight games, and their one win came against the winless Jaguars. The Dolphins' offense is terrible, scoring just 11.3 points per game, which is worst in the NFL. But the Patriots' offense is also bad, as they're the second worst scoring offense in the NFL, with just 13 points a game. Now, both teams are pretty solid defensively, although their defensive numbers this season aren't great. But this is going to be an extremely low-scoring game between bad offenses and pretty good defenses. The Dolphins really can't score without Tua at quarterback, and I'm going to take the Patriots to win this one in a close, low-scoring game, 13-6. Up next, we have the Commanders hosting the Browns. So the Commanders, they're playing really well right now. They've won 3 straight, and their offense is great, scoring 30.3 points a game. The Commanders' offense now faces a Browns defense that is good on paper, but hasn't quite played like that so far this year, as they're allowing 22 points a game. So I think Jaden Daniels and the Commanders' offense will have another good game. Now, while the Commanders' offense is good, their defense is not, as they're allowing 25.5 points a game, but the good news for the Commanders' defense is the Browns' offense is bad, scoring just 16.5 points a game. So I'm going to take the Commanders who stay hot, get the win here, and beat a struggling Browns team. Commanders win by a score of 31-16. Up next, we have the Colts at the Jaguars. So the Jaguars, they've been terrible so far this year. They're 0-4, and their offense and defense have both been awful. But the thing that makes this game interesting is the Colts have not beaten the Jaguars in Jacksonville since 2014. So there's a real chance the Jaguars get their first win of the season here. But with how bad they've been so far this year, there's also a chance the Colts finally win in Jacksonville. Now, the Colts, they're banged up as Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor are both dealing with injuries, so that could limit a Colts offense which is scoring 21.3 points a game. But the Colts offense, they face a bad Jaguars defense which is allowing 27 points a game. Then offensively for the Jaguars, they're scoring 15 points a game, and they face a Colts defense that isn't great, allowing 21.3 points a game. But this is a game that could go either way. I don't think the Jaguars are good at all, but I am going to take them to get the win here. They're home, and they've had a ton of success against the Colts at home, and I'll take the Jaguars to get the win at 20-17. Next game, we have the Bills at the Texans. So this is a big game for both teams, as the Bills, they're looking to get back on track after a bad loss to the Ravens last week, and the Texans, they're looking to continue their strong start. This is also a revenge game for Stephon Diggs, after he was traded to the Texans from the Bills this offseason. But these are two really good teams, and I think this is going to result in a great game. Offensively, the Bills are scoring 30.5 points per game, which ranks second in the NFL, but they scored just 10 points last week. They now face a Texans defense that is allowing 23.5 points a game. On the flip side, the Texans offense is scoring 19.8 points a game, and faces a Bills defense allowing 20.8 points a game. I think this will be a good game that can definitely go either way, but the Texans haven't been quite as good as people expected them to be so far this year, and I'm going to take the Bills to get the win here. I don't see them losing back-to-back games. I think they're a slightly better team as well. Bills win this game in a close one, 27-24. Up next, we have the Raiders at the Broncos. So this is a game that isn't going to be very good, but really could go either way. The Raiders, they're 2-2, and they beat the Browns last week. And then you have the Broncos, they're also 2-2, and they've actually won back-to-back games against good teams, as they beat the Buccaneers and the Jets. The Broncos' defense has been great so far this year, allowing 13.8 points a game, which ranks third best in the NFL. And in their last 2 games, both wins, they've allowed just 7 points and 10 points. So this is a defense that's playing very well, and I think they can play well again, as they face a Raiders offense that's okay but nothing special, scoring a little under 20 points a game. Plus, the Raiders won't have Devontae Adams due to a hamstring injury. Then the Broncos offense isn't great, scoring 15.5 points a game, but the Raiders defense also isn't great, allowing 24.3 points a game. But this is a game that can definitely go either way. The Broncos, they've been playing well, they're home, and I'll take the Broncos to win their 3rd straight game, as they win this one in a close one, 16-14. Next game, we have the Cardinals at the 49ers. So the 49ers, they haven't been great to start the year, as they're just 2-2, but they don't face a Cardinals team that is 1-3, and coming off a really bad loss to the Commanders. The 49ers offense is good, scoring 25.8 points a game, and they face a Cardinals defense that's allowing 26.5 points a game. Then on the flip side, the 49ers defense hasn't been as dominant as they have been, as they're allowing 20 points a game, but I do think they'll play well this week, even though the Cardinals offense is pretty solid. But the 49ers have won 4 straight games against the Cardinals, and they've won those games by an average of 21 points. I think this is another win for the 49ers pretty easily against the Cardinals, and they'll win this one 31-10. Up next, we have the Packers at the Rams. So the Packers, they're coming off a close loss to the Vikings where they lost 31-29. They don't face a Rams team that has struggled to start the year as they're just 1-3, and their defense has been bad, allowing 28.8 points a game, which is second worst in the NFL. They don't match up against a great Packers offense that is scoring 26 points a game, plus they just got Jordan Love back from injury. But the Packers, they're going to have a great offensive game through the air and on the ground because the Rams can't really stop either. Now, for the Rams offense, they're scoring 18.8 points a game, and they face the Packers defense that's pretty solid, but I think this game is going to turn into a shootout, and the Rams just won't be able to keep up. I got the Packers winning this one 34-27. Moving on, we have the Giants at the Seahawks. So the Seahawks are coming off a loss to the Lions where they gave up over 40 points. And that was pretty surprising because the Seahawks defense has been really good to start the year. But this is a game where the Seahawks defense should be able to get back on track, as the Giants offense isn't good, scoring just 15 points a game. Plus, they're likely to be without star receiver Malik Neighbors, who has a concussion. But if the Giants don't have Malik Neighbors, then they really won't be able to get anything going offensively. And this is going to be a great game for the Seahawks defense. Now, on the other side, the Seahawks offense has gotten off to a great start this season, scoring 25.5 points a game, and they have the best passing offense in the NFL, averaging 280 passing yards a game. And then I'll face the Giants defense that isn't great against the pass. The Seahawks have also beaten the Giants in each of the past 2 seasons. I think they'll make it a third straight year with a win over the Giants, and the Seahawks win this game easily by a score of 26-10. Moving to Sunday Night Football, we have the Cowboys at the Steelers. So we will have a live watch party for this game, and that will start at about 8:15 Eastern Time on Sunday, so I hope to see you guys there. The Steelers, they're coming off their first loss of the season, as they lost to the Colts, but Justin Fields played a great game, and he's going to be getting the start once again. Now, Justin Fields and the Steelers offense faced the Cowboys defense that was thought to be one of the best in the NFL, but has struggled to start the year, allowing 26 points a game. Now, the Steelers offense isn't great, which is 18.8 points a game, but I think they could find success against a defense that has not played well. The Cowboys offense is very good, scoring 24.3 points a game, but they face a Steelers defense that's the best in the NFL, as through 4 weeks they're allowing 12.5 points a game. But this is a game that can definitely go either way. This feels like one of those games where the Steelers shouldn't win, but they end up winning, because that's just what they do. But I really don't know who's going to win this game. The Cowboys, I think they're the better team, and I'm going to take them to get the win 22-20. But this is a game that's very tough to predict. And our final game, we have the Chiefs hosting the Saints on Monday Night Football. So we will have a live watch party for this game, and that will start at about 8:10 Eastern Time on Monday. So again, I hope to see you guys there. But the Saints, they got off to a great start this year, especially offensively, but they have significantly cooled off. Their defense has continued to play at a high level, allowing 17.5 points a game, but they now face a Chiefs offense that is good, scoring 23 points a game, but the Chiefs offense will be without leading receiver Rashee Rice. Then defensively for the Chiefs, they're allowing 18 points per game, and they face the Saints offense that's averaging 30 points a game, but I don't think the Saints are that good offensively, and that's just inflated because of their 2 40-point games to start the season, and I definitely don't think the Saints offense will find that kind of success this week against a good Chiefs defense. But I'm going to take the Chiefs to win this game in a close one, 24-19. I could see the Saints making this one interesting, but I just think the Chiefs are the better team. They're home, and I've got them 24-19. But those are my Week 5 NFL predictions. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, turn notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible. Be sure to check out the community tab of my channel, where you guys can vote on who you think will win some of this week's games. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.